This week's episode of Nerds Talking is dedicated to William Isaac Tritt. Thanks for the memories, Bill.
NerdsReviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us. We'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Carlos.
Hello.
Hugh McChord.
What's up?
And Johnny Lee.
Hey,
Hey, Johnny, you have a middle name?
I do.
Hung.
What is it?
It's Hung.
It's hung.
It really is Hung.
True story.
Man. I thought maybe like Bruce or something, like call you JBL.
What's your wait?
So you say.
What's your first name? Is Bobby Tun or you Tun?
Bobby is.
Bobby is okay.
Yeah, what's your first name, Johnny? Your real first name, huh?
It's really Johnny.
You incognito son of a bitch.
What's
cool.
Bobby's middle name? Min? Tun
Yeah.
Min Lee, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, but
We need,
Bobby legally changed it
To
we
what?
need
to Bobby.
you
Bobby
need to add
Sucker.
You need
Bobby
to have
the Sucker.
context, okay? Context is Bobby is Johnny's brother. Okay.
Mhm.
You can't just start talking about this guy named Bobby. Like people know who he is. Okay.
I think
You need
people may have figured
context.
it out. Oh, it's
You
Bobby.
think so?
Who's
You think
Bobby?
people figured it out that Bobby was
Yeah.
Johnny's brother?
Or his dad?
It could have just been a
Yeah.
mutual friend you guys know. Maybe his roommate. Nobody knows this.
They were roommates for several years, actually.
Oh my god, I'm over this already. Anyway, welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. We have a foursome and of fellas today. No women in this little quadro.
Yeah, little Hannah might make an appearance.
Yeah, we might have a young audience member join. So we're gonna start off with arcades growing up. I think I'm pretty sure all you guys played arcades. You got your quarters. You went down to the arcade lab or lab. The arcade. I guess it's called an arcade, isn't it?
Called an arcade. Good.
But the arcades are usually inside of a mall, or you'd probably go play.
Standalone.
Well, no, you'd probably go play an arcade, in a bowling alley.
Chuck E.
Pool
Cheese.
hall. Yeah, a Chuck E. Cheese. I remember there used to be one in Old Town Sacramento that was underground. Was
Time Zone.
Time
Zone. Yeah, Time Zone.
What's the one they have now in downtown? It's called
Time Zone.
it's that bar.
Time Zone.
No, it's
Time
called
Zone.
Coin Op.
Time Zone.
It's
So,
not Time Zone.
what arcade game got you hooked to playing arcades, and which arcade game did you play the most? Like you couldn't wait to play it. It was like Centipede. Man, really, Centipede. Wow, that's a pull. That's a old Atari pull right there. But then again,
At least he didn't say Pong.
that's true. Or Hugh would have said something. Oh, we throw the stones at Jesus. That's
What's your middle name again, Johnny?
Hung.
say.
Oh man. So you're a Centipede guy. How about Johnny? What was your like first arcade game you can remember, and your like go-to arcade game which you had to go and play? Like when you got quarters and you wanted to hit the arcade, which one was it?
I think the first one that I could remember like waiting in line for was Spy Hunter.
Oh yeah. Oh, that game was badass. That was like
Yeah.
almost like Knight Rider, right? You came out the back of the truck and then
Mhm.
little
Right.
guns. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that was Street Fighter, but that was a few years down the line.
Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 1 was a joke.
Yeah,
Nobody
it
knew,
was
nobody knew what the hell that
garbage.
was until 2 came out. Wait, that was the first one? Like, nobody knew what the hell that was. How about you, Carlos? You're an arcade guy. What's yours?
I can remember my very first stand-up arcade was a fella owned an arcade in Canada that
my dad knew. We went over there, and it was Pac-Man. I love Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, my favorite I'd drop coins on anytime I saw it was, I don't even know if it had another name besides wrestling.
Oh, Wrestling
Remember that
Fest.
one?
WrestleFest.
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 That's it.
WWF's
Yeah.
WrestleFest.
No,
That
it
game was
wasn't
fun.
WWF.
Oh, you're talking about the one that Nintendo remade on the Nintendo. That's just
No, it was
wrestling.
an arcade stand. Oh, is
No, I
that?
know
Yeah,
that.
it is
I
the
know,
one
I
that
know. But
Nintendo
it's the
made.
same
You're
game.
right.
It's the same
Yes,
game with the guy
yes.
that chomps your head.
With
And so
the hardest guy to
Starman.
beat was Coco something.
Coco Beware.
I forget. Yeah, but man, he was a tough guy to beat. You had to like rush him,
Man.
bump him
Coco
down, rush him,
Beware.
bump him.
I think everybody's first like arcade experience, if it wasn't, it's an Atari game for sure. Like for me, it's definitely Pac-Man. You know, it's always gonna be Pac-Man. But my favorite arcade probably to spend quarters on, I would probably say NBA Jam.
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
love playing NBA Jam and NASCAR when that game came out, and you can actually sit in the seat and like
Oh.
you're like engulfed in it. That game was. Plus, I turned to a hardcore redneck. I'd bring the 12-pack with me. You know, I'd actually rolled up in an RV outside and then put all the flags up on the roof, and all my friends sat outside. They were like, "We wait you, man. We'll wait. When you come back, we'll take our turn." I run inside, play, come back out, third place, boo, and then they'd go take their turn. I like
No
engulfed
Gatorade for
myself
you.
in
No
arcade
Gatorade
games.
for
I'm like
you.
Street Fighter. I actually showed up in a gi. Like I wasn't playing around,
Wow.
you know. Yeah. Centipede. I don't know what I would show up for Centipede. I just
A worm outfit.
you what?
A worm outfit. Worm.
Well, but you weren't the Centipede, right? You were a spaceship, weren't
An
you?
exterminator. Show up as an
Yes.
exterminator.
That
you were
is
an
true. You could
exterminator.
show up as an exterminator.
Yeah.
Yeah. NBA Jam, I always showed up as Julius Erving. Had the fro and everything. So
Damn.
yeah, I was hardcore, man. I'm all
Weren't you
about
like
arcades.
5 when Irving played?
Probably. He probably retired in like what 89 or something like that. So
Dr.
Oh.
J.
Dr. J.
We saw Dr. J. I don't know if you remember. He was at the Sacramento airport.
Dr. J. I don't know.
Did you?
Yeah, we went to go
Was
pick
he-
up my uncle for the first time he came to visit us, and the Philadelphia 76ers has landed. He was there with Charles Barkley,
And Moses Malone.
Moses. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
On the
Yep,
Sixers?
Yeah, remember they
Yeah.
played
We
together.
don't. We didn't know who they were. We remember
Not
seeing them.
Barkley. Barkley
Yeah,
didn't
Barkley
play
was Barkley was drafted by the 76ers.
Played
Yeah,
for
he
the
was-
Suns, didn't he?
No. Then he
That
was
was
traded to
after.
the Suns.
Yeah.
And then
Barkley was
he
a Sixer.
And then he went to the Houston Rockets. Yeah.
Look, we understand. If it would have been Boston Celtics, you would have known this shit.
You know the greatest
But-
Boston Celtic player of all time? Go ahead. Who is
Bill
it?
Russell. Bill Russell.
And why
Danny
is that?
Ainge.
Huh?
Why is it
Say-
Bill Russell? Because
Because
he was
when they won
6'9"
8
and
championships in a row, he was
11. But I think
and
he
he
won
hit-
11.
and he
total.
held his own against Wilt
Against
Chamberlain. He
who?
played
I mean, I don't
Chamberlain. He
know.
played great defense. You can't be a one guy, that's why Chamberlain didn't win championships. You can't be a one guy. It can't be just, scoring and no defense.
I mean, Russell's a little overrated. I mean, I was getting the sports talk, not so much, but a little overrated, you know?
What was he like? A 20 rebound career guy a game?
Okay, well, it's easy when you're 6'10" and all everybody else is a 6'2" white guy.
That's
Except
true.
except when he's
Except when you
he's
play the
playing-
one guy Wilt 2 times a year. And then you hold it up as a standard. See what he did against Wilt?
I mean, he wasn't the biggest center in the league.
No.
let's put it that
I
way.
mean, my thing is when players from the past, like Russell, talk about how, like, because he always brings it up. Jordan wasn't the greatest. He always kind of implies that he was the greatest because I have 11 championships. If you reverse the role and put Jordan in his era, Jordan would even be more dominant than he was when he played in the 90s. And Russell would not dominate the 90s.
I
That's
agree with
true.
you.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that.
and that's
you
why, yeah, that's why
Everybody's era is different.
yeah, but that's how I determine who is the greatest, because again, I put LeBron James back in the 60s. LeBron James is going to destroy the NBA.
Yeah.
But you take a player from the 60s and put him in today's NBA, you're like, okay, you were good for your
He's
time,
gonna get traded
but you couldn't
every 3
he's
games.
gonna get traded.
Yeah,
hey, Bob Cousy, you're okay, but
what a great chest pass. No,
yeah, we
get your ass
traded.
on the bench.
We
Yeah, but
traded you to the-
everything's different from then to now. I mean,
no,
how
I
you-
know it's
Babe
know it's
Ruth,
different.
for example, in baseball, Babe Ruth's idea of working out was eating hot dogs and drinking beer. I mean, nobody had the workout schedules that these guys have now as kids,
that's
right from the beginning.
I believe baseball is different because it's just a different sport. I think guys like Babe Ruth could play in today's game.
I don't know
I
if he could.
I don't think so.
I don't know if he could.
I think if you can hit a fastball and a curveball back in 1930, you can hit a fastball curveball nowadays.
I think the fastballs these days are faster than they were in 1930.
I think they're faster, but Babe Ruth,
Mm-mm.
he's the Sultan of SWAT, right?
That's his name.
And he's the king of. He had a couple
Swing.
of nicknames. King of Swing, right? King of Swing, Sultan of SWAT. I know this from watching the movie.
What's he going to play? I guess he's just going
He's
to
the
be
peanut of butter.
just a DH then, because
he couldn't play anything else.
First
days.
base.
Yeah, he could probably play first base. Yeah.
Or catcher.
Or he'd be dead by 30 with all
No, he wouldn't play
the
catcher.
cocaine and stuff. You know what?
He'll be position. I didn't even know what his
dead.
position was.
He was an outfielder.
No, he was
No,
a
he
pitcher.
wasn't.
No.
He was a
He was
pitcher.
only a pitcher for the Red Sox. He was an outfielder.
Was he an
for the
outfielder in
Yankees.
New York?
Yes.
Was he an outfielder?
He was a right fielder, where you can
Oh.
hide all the crap.
I mean, I would argue
That's
Ted
where the
Williams
shitty
could
players
play
go.
today. Ted Williams could play today.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think baseball correlates better for players that can play in today's modern sports. Baseball definitely. Ted Williams would still dominate baseball today.
My point, though, about basketball is that in the 60s and 70s, guys weren't working out like guys are working out today.
No, it was more casual playing in a sense, or like I said, or it was 3 dominating black guys and other 80 white guys. They're like, man, those guys are good. I don't understand it.
Well, there was Kuzi and Havlicek who could shoot the hell out of the ball.
And there's no
No
3-point
kidding.
line either. Remember, no 3-point line.
You're right. If LeBron or a Jordan or even a Kobe were playing back in the 60s,
Oh my goodness,
man, they'd kill it.
like.
But that's my point, though. They're workout guys. They're taking care of themselves. Guys back in the 60s,
But I don't see. I
there
don't
was
see
no
it that
working
way.
out.
I see it as a talent level these days, and also because more black players are playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's a harder game. Okay, because no matter what anybody says, come on, black players.
I would
are
agree with that.
better
I would agree
players.
with that.
Okay,
I would agree with that.
I'm not.
There were no black players in the league.
Yeah, the worst team probably ever to play in the ever to be even allowed in the NBA are the Lakers.
Yeah, but
I was
it's a
waiting for
good-
that because Johnny's here. That's all.
well, it's a good thing. You know what? It's a good thing there was less black players in the 50s and 60s.
I mean, if the
See how
riflemen
short
could
those
play-
shorts were? Man, those shorts are super short. You know what I'm saying?
and they
Well,
were
not
in
even
cut-
that. I mean, what isn't Jerry West the logo? He wouldn't be
Yeah.
the logo. He would not be the logo right now.
How does stuff not fall out when you're wearing
That logo would have a third leg if it was someone else, man. I tell you what.
Oh, you hit me in the face. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But back to the Lakers. They are the worst. That's all I got. Johnny, go ahead. That's your starting point. That's
Started
just how I
off with a full
Sorry,
glass
sorry.
of haterade.
The Lakers are the worst. And you're like, what? Which ones? The Minneapolis Lakers or the Los Angeles Lakers? which Lakers we talking about? Oh,
The
my
Lakers are
We're
goodness.
talking about
greatest
today's
team
Lakers with the king of
ever.
flop.
Wait, Ronaldo plays
The king of flop.
The Lakers
Neymar,
today,
no, Neymar doesn't play for the Lakers. But man, that LeBron, man.
He does flop. He does flop. You know what? Let me ask a Laker fan, since we have one here. How did you feel when they got LeBron? Because as living in LA, everyone here hated it. They just everyone, fans didn't like it. They thought it was almost like a cheat code. And then they kept comparing him to Kobe. And you're not Kobe. You're not, like, nonstop. Like, just even during games, chanting Kobe while his first season, you're like, I don't get it, man. That dude shows up on my team. Man, I'm gonna wash his car. I'm gonna offer something. I mean, I might have to close my eyes, but something's gonna be offered.
Before he came to LA, I hated him. Fucking hated him. Just because he was so good.
That's normal.
It was like he's so good that he doesn't need to flop. Like, and you'll click on the YouTube thing, compilation of all the flops, and it's like, oh, the worst acting.
Oh yeah, he flops bad. He's
But
bloody
then he-
Divock level flopping.
Oh yeah, no, he took the title from Vladi.
Yeah.
Easy.
Body flopped walking on the court. You know, like that's his level of flop. But no, but man, LeBron flops, man.
Where's the foul call?
Well, I mean, I lightened up with LeBron after he signed back with Cleveland, got him a ring. You know, all was kind of forgiven after that.
Oh, okay. There you go. And then now he's just a Laker. Like, you know what I mean? He's a player on a team.
Does he deserve a statue outside of the Staples Center?
Nope.
Maybe
You
not,
know what?
but
I think if he wins
Jesus,
three
no.
titles, yes. 3 titles, I think does it. You know?
Well, are they putting one out there? They've discussed this or something?
No, but Shaq has one. Kobe's having one soon. Shaq only won what? 3 titles in LA? Or was it 2? It was 3, right?
3.
Yeah, you tell me if LeBron doesn't win 3, he doesn't get us. I mean, LeBron James is bigger than Shaq. Just name alone. You know?
Yeah. And the first statue ever outside Staples Center went to a Canadian, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think there's you know who else has one out there that doesn't deserve it? Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, really?
Speaking of
Oh,
that,
he does have one out there, huh?
do you know that De La Hoya fought Shaq in like a celebrity fight?
I don't know, but I think De La Hoya only fought
He did.
Staples Center once. Like, what are you doing with the statue out there? Because you're from LA? Like, come on.
I have
Yeah.
strong feelings about LeBron.
You have
How
wow.
strong?
Like how strong?
Because he
Like,
just shit on his fans, and he did it multiple times.
At least he didn't do it in his
Did on
pants.
Cleveland's fans.
you know what? It's
And
'cause
did it
you're
in
a
the worst
Celtic
way he could do
fan.
it.
You're a
Then he
Celtic
went to-
fan. That's why
No, it's not that.
you thought
It's
Pierce,
not
Garnett, and Allen were going to get you multiple championships. Now you got you one.
Which is fine. But I mean, they didn't shit on their fans. They got traded.
Yeah, well, they got traded.
I mean, LeBron made it a big announcement like, hey, sorry, Cleveland, I'm going to shit on you.
He
and
did.
move
He
over to
shit
Miami.
on Cleveland.
And then they
Hey.
went, come back. Let me wipe
Hey,
this off me
good.
first.
That was a good move on LeBron's part. Okay, it was good. I mean, going
It's
to
just that-
Miami was.
Who do you think is paying you, bud? It's not the owner. The owner is being,
yeah.
it's the fans. They're paying you.
But he didn't owe anything to them. He gave him 8 years. And then what?
They're paying
and
you.
that
They're
owner,
still paying you.
Well, they didn't pay him. He was a free agent. He was
Well, I
good.
don't know. I don't know if they would or wouldn't have. But
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have paid. And then this is all of a sudden turned into a sports show. It's like it's just a sports show.
Were we
Look,
talking video games?
I mean,
a minute ago?
honestly, you started with video games and that the Lakers are the worst team in sports history, and then now it's a sports show.
This
I
is Johnny's
mean,
fault.
This is Johnny's fault because one of his topics. Let's talk about the Lakers. That's not a topic. What are you?
What are you, a Lakers fan?
Yeah. What are you, a Lakers fan?
Punch yourself in the dick when you get a second. Jesus.
Yeah, man, yeah. This will be the third time today. All right, let's take a break here on Nerds Talking in the podcast. We'll be right back after these words from the Sacramento Kings and how they got cheated out of the playoffs in 2002 by the Los Angeles Lakers. Nerds Talking the podcast.
Nerds Talking, brand new episodes every Friday on Nerd Reviews Network. Subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out. Ka-chow.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast and I guess Sports Center all of a sudden. We're here with Carlos,
Hello.
Hugh, and Johnny, and we all saw Netflix's new show. Maybe not new to you because you've probably seen it yourself, but it's Crime Scene, the Cecil Hotel, which is a wild story, which I knew about when it happened. And the outcome is, I knew the outcome. I didn't know how it happened, and we'll all get into that. But it's a wild story. Like, did you guys, when you first started watching it, what was your take on what happened to, what's her name? Lisa
Lamb.
Lisa Lamb. So what was your take? What happened to young Lisa Lamb from Vancouver that came to California to see all the bright lights in San Diego and LA and eventually trying to make it to San Francisco, and that didn't happen. So, but what was your take when you watched like the first episode, or like, what do you think happened? Anybody?
Who's
raise your
going?
hand. You can go.
So, two things: either she was possessed in that elevator by something that eventually had her stepping out through an elevator. I mean, out through a window leading to a fire escape up to the roof. Or, and as they talked about, she wasn't medicating and she had wasn't she bipolar? She was bipolar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't medicating. So
Okay, so your take was basically either she was
ghosts or
possessed.
medication.
Ghosts or medication. Okay, Johnny, it's your take. If you say ghost or medication, so go ahead.
I'm gonna say it was the medication.
I mean, I just had to do that. That's all.
No,
but you're right.
I appreciate it, but no, it just all the signs point to it. The first time I heard about it was on a YouTube channel, but it was all ghost related, and I thought it was super creepy. But then when you watch the documentary and it describes her actions and then her just the medication and all that, and then her actions prior to those events. I mean, I'm sure it's, I'm thinking medication.
Okay. Carlos?
When I first heard the story, I thought it was a little weird because it was like everyone else. They thought it was some sort of ghost thing. It showed her in the elevator, showed her look out the elevator like someone was coming and then looking like she was hiding from someone. Then she was doing that weird thing with her hands. They looked all like, I don't know what was weird. They looked all like spazzed out. And then before I saw the documentary, there was also, from what I understand or what I understood, she jumped into that water tank and was able to close the lid on it. And then also I had heard that her clothes were neatly folded at the base of the water tank outside, not inside. But then after I saw the documentary and you saw that stuff, it kind of, all right, well, it makes sense. She just, bipolar. They wasn't taking her medications and was hiding from something because she was hallucinating and decided the water tank was a good place to go.
Okay, well, the question was, what did you think after the first episode? And all of you gave the whole thing away. Well, that's nice. I appreciate it. Okay, our young guest
after the
here.
First episode, I thought I got to watch 2, 3, and 4.
The idea was, what did you think? And then when you found out. So
just move on.
Just move on from the whole thing. We have a special guest jumping in here. Another McChord has showed up, and she wants to give us her take on the show. Introduce yourself, and then let us know what you thought of the video in the elevator.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
Go ahead.
Hannah McChord in the house. That's Hugh's daughter.
Basically, when I first saw the video, I was kind of confused for the first part because she was pushing buttons on like the elevator, but like the elevator wasn't like moving. And then a few like minutes after she left, the elevator actually did close and it went to all the floors that she pressed on the buttons. And I was just a little weirded out by the fact that the elevator didn't move when she pressed the buttons originally. I was also kind of curious on why she was like such in a panic when she was in there, almost as if she was like waiting for somebody to follow her or something.
Did you think it was a ghost?
I don't exactly know because they did say she was just having odd behavior, but I don't know exactly like what it is. I wouldn't want to put like the label of like a ghost on it.
No, but like without knowing about her not taking her meds, did you like when you first saw the video, we were like, oh my God, is there a ghost in there? Why is she freaking out?
I was just like, at first when I was just watching the beginning of the video, I was like, is there somebody like an actual person following her? And then as she started like, I don't know, like almost like talking to herself or something, or like talking to somebody. Yeah.
She was tripping.
Like, something in front of her, I was like, I don't see anything there. So I was just like, what is she like seeing? But they did say that they found her in like the water tank, and they like the only way they found out is because people were talking about how the water was discolored and it tasted weird and everything, and they went up there to like inspect the water, and obviously she was in there. But people like beforehand, she was like before she was in her own room at the hotel, she was with other people, but they made her leave because the people kept on reporting like she was having odd behavior, she was acting weird, and so they put her in a room by herself so she wouldn't be bothering the guests and like disturbing people who
she was
being normal.
Yeah, she was crazy. She didn't take her meds, and if you guys know, she wrote that in her journal that she stopped taking her meds. Was it Tumblr? Right?
Tumblr.
Yeah.
She loved Tumblr.
Yeah. I mean, she basically wrote a daily journal and just put it on there that she that she just did stop taking her meds. And her sister basically said that's how she acts when she doesn't take her meds. She acts as if someone's chasing her, following her, like someone's out to get her. Like that whole video was weird because when I first saw the video, all I thought was a ghost. Like, what the? Because that's the kind of Cecil Hotel has that what do you call it? The urban legend about it. That it's also
the
it's
history
haunted.
of that place. That
Yeah.
history.
But
Is
all
this-
that place really is prostitutes, murder, and drugs.
Is this the first time you saw the video before the documentary?
No,
back in
I've seen this. I know about the whole story. I knew when it happened.
I know, but back in 2013, when I saw the video, I was thinking something spooky, something haunting is happening until I saw the documentary.
That was my original question. Remember that part?
And then A&E, apparently A&E also did a documentary, but their whole thing was about ghost hunting.
Well, everybody that did a story prior to this
Mhm.
was about ghosts. Everything was ghosts. So even Discovery Plus has their own streaming channel now, and they have something on this, but it's about ghosts. And I'm like, how dumb do they feel that they do this whole documentary on their channel, then they find out it's not ghosts?
Couldn't have been any dumber than breaking into Al Capone's vault and finding it empty.
Oh, I was so excited that whole night.
Wasn't that was Geraldo, right?
That was Geraldo.
But that's Geraldo. He's great. He's great. He's a dumbass.
I have to say the trippiest thing about that hotel, and having worked in Los Angeles, I never, even when Carlos was there with me, I never saw that hotel because I was never in Skid Row.
Well,
we never had anything to do down there.
You know what's funny is I never recognized that hotel until they showed the Stay on Main part, and I was like, "Oh, really? I've driven past that numerous times." Like, I recognized that part. The whole and the Stay on Main thing was hilarious. They couldn't convert it to an actual hotel; they had to keep living quarters in there. So only 3 floors were for Stay on Main, but yet you still had to share the elevator with those wacky people, or like no matter what, you're still in the same building with everyone else. That's basically committing crime and prostitution
homeless,
And
basically
his
living
name
there. Like,
spent time there while he was killing people. Richard Ramirez.
did he really? Because they
that's
showed
actually
that.
that's where he stayed at when he was doing all that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Richard Ramirez was actually staying there, and it's funny because then they had the stigma. You see what kind of people stay there? I'm like, he could have stayed at a Holiday Inn.
Well,
it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's just cheap. It was like $3 a night or some shit.
Yeah. Lafayette, you remember Dennis? Remember Dennis?
Dennis was an old co-host of ours, started this with us, and he
stayed at the Stay on Main.
At the Stay on Main, and because he's cheap. He's cheap. It's cheap. Cheap. Hey, remember, never go to downtown LA ever. Just ever. There's no reason to. Zero. I don't care what people tell you. Go there maybe during the day if you're gonna pick out a nice place to eat, because there are nice places to eat. But don't go down there like there's something to see down there. They ain't shit in downtown LA. It's
free
garbage.
circus, man. It's a free circus.
And there's this thing down there. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's called the Staples Center, right, Johnny? And favorite basketball team plays there. And I never understood why they put it there. Let the Lakers play at a local park outside because they're crap. They deserve crap. They deserve birds to crap on them. Okay, I think they shouldn't have gave Shaq a statue. The big dumb to mental. What is he? The fundamental? I call him the dumb mental.
The big Aristotle.
Yeah, whatever. The big cactus.
All right, we're gonna circle back to the Lakers.
We are no Cecil Hotel, real quick.
Right, because the Lakers stayed there.
Did they really?
Yeah,
They did
yeah.
not. Did they really?
No, they never stayed there.
Please, they did not.
They stayed there while they were murdering the rest of the NBA.
Whoa!
That's right.
Oh, how many? That might be right because I think a lot of those guys took drugs, Laker players. So might be right.
No.
And prostitutes.
Oh, wait. Let's not go there. That happened in Denver.
I didn't say it was Colorado. I said it was LA.
Just wanted that was harsh.
Hey, why you got to bring up old shit, man? That's.
Well, I have stories about that because I was working at a TV station.
Oh man. Anyway, a Cecil
Covered
Hotel.
that story.
Right back to Cecil Hotel. I mean, it's just awkward. The whole thing's awkward. The whole thing was crazy. Like I said, when you find out the end, but the craziest part to me was not even her. It's all the YouTube detectives.
Oh my god!
That thought they were solving everything, when in reality the cops are like, "We know more than you. We're gonna figure it out."
Do our job.
You mean the corrupt cops?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I know, right? They were covering something up.
Yeah. Oh my god, I couldn't stand the sleuths. hey, we need a cool name because all we do is surf YouTube all day. The sleuths.
They,
I think
it just happens to coincidentally tie into Christopher Dorner at the very same time.
Oh, that whole thing. Not even just that. Then you got
That was huge, though.
no, but I'm saying, but then you like these people, like their lives were based on this. And the saddest part was when one of them goes, I was so sad when they found her. Like he wanted it to keep going. Like
I think he fell in love with her.
Oh, that guy. Yeah,
he fell in love with her, man.
Like he was dating her.
Yeah, and then he talked about her like she's gonna be missed. She was such a good person. Like you knew nothing about.
You
this
didn't even
person.
know her.
You know nothing about. But yeah, they were the highlight for me because it made me go, this is so sad. You guys are just, this is your whole life, and you just wish it keeps going. To be honest. Like, you hope they never find this girl.
Or else they lose views and subscribers to their channel.
Because then what are you going to tune into? Oh, they found her. Ah, shit. Wasn't a ghost.
Better move on to the next one.
But then you got the heavy metal guy. If anyone wants to chime in about Devil Dude.
Pablo Vergara.
Good old Pablo.
That guy had it the worst, man. I mean, they all blamed him. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even in the country. He stayed there a year prior. And because of his music lyrics, they actually try to pin him to the murder. It's absolutely ridiculous. And they ruined his life. And not one person, not one of these sleuths, not one of these people who seem to care for humanity reached out to apologize to the guy. Not one. I want to reach out and apologize to him. And I did nothing wrong. Yeah, I should.
He didn't have it the worst, though.
How do you figure? Well, besides Elisa Lam.
Right.
That's the first thing I thought. Like, you thought he had it the worst.
I'm thinking it's Elisa Lam, hotel guest that had to drink her stew.
Pablo,
and then
Pablo, Elisa.
And then the English couple.
No, I think the English couple had it the worst. They drank that stuff.
Well, they weren't the only ones, but they're the ones that brought it to attention.
They brushed their teeth with that.
With that green scaly body water.
This is wild. And then the guy that found her didn't even speak English.
He did before he found her.
Oh shit.
He was so traumatized. He couldn't speak English anymore.
You think he spoke like perfect English?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, hey, Miguel, go check the roof. You got it, boss. I'll be right back. Came back down. Like, Hefe. Like, oh shit, he forgot. Son of a bitch. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Yes. I love crime documentaries, though. I love them. Like, just keep feeding them to me. Like, there's one on HBO Max. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but definitely watch it. Called oh crap.
Oh, it's that really good.
Oh crap!
So good.
What a good show.
Crap. Lady and the
Tramp.
My god.
Lady and the Tramp. That's a great one. When that dog goes missing, who killed that dog?
It's about a 3-wheel car.
What?
Oh my god. You know what? I'll find out during the break. We'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the podcast.
You're the worst.
Hello, everybody. I'm Captain Philip here. Nerds Talking the podcast is doing pretty well today. We have Hugh McChord, as you figured it out, and Johnny back on the show with Carlos and Lafayette. And if you didn't know by now, you should subscribe. You should download or turn on notifications. You should like our show. And then if you want to leave a positive review, I would appreciate that very much. Along with Taco Tuesday, which is brand new to the Nerd Talking Network. And those two guys, Nuts and Chuck the Raps, are pretty funny guys. So please delight us with your appreciation for our shows and subscribe and turn on notifications. If you want, you can reach us at nerdstalking@yahoo.com and maybe let us know what you want us to talk about. Nerd Talking the podcast, everybody.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast. Here with Carlos, Hugh, Johnny. I'm Lafayette, and the documentary I was talking about on HBO Max is called Lady and the Dale. The Dale is a 3-wheel car that this lady wanted to manufacture that can use less gas. This is back in the 70s, I think, maybe even, it's in the 70s. And basically she swindled people out of money to make a prototype that didn't work, and then kept on, on the loose, a fugitive for a couple years. And anyway, you got to watch. It's really good because there's a twist where I'm not going to give it away. And it's a wild story. It's on HBO Max, Lady and the Dale. And
is it a documentary?
It's a 4-part documentary. Yep.
I will check this out.
And
I'll be right
check
back.
it out. And I guess we'll have to take another break. Okay, so there you go. There's that, and then and Johnny's favorite arcade was Pole Position. What was it?
Spy Hunter.
There we go. Thank you.
Ooh, remember Sniper? That was a good one.
Oh my god,
I do remember that one.
That
one
was
came
Johnny's
out.
favorite. Good heavens, you played the crap out of that game.
It
Hell
came out
yeah.
after I got out of the military.
Oh, so
And I
you thought
wasn't
you were
a-
hot shit. Huh?
Yeah, I wasn't a sniper in the military, but the first time I played the game, I got a headshot, and I was like, "Well, obviously, I'm a killer."
I need to
right?
re-enlist. I need to get back in there.
I looked around to see if there was recruits. Like,
Oh, right away.
wow.
You thought it was a recruiting mechanism? Well, we got a sniper on our hands.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you ever break
Ah,
the top
nice.
10?
No.
Oh, see, that's why they didn't recruit you, man.
Yeah, my first time playing that game. That's a great game though.
Yeah.
First headshot, I knew what Lee Harvey Oswald felt like, and
Jesus,
I was just
dark.
but yeah, that's that game was addicting. That's another one. Good pull on Sniper. That game was a lot of fun. Yeah, man, that game. Another one here. Your favorite when you go to the mall. No malls. I don't know. There's a lot of malls are shut down. But when you go to malls and you go to a food court, what's always your go-to? Not just the type of food, even maybe an establishment. Like what do you go to a mall? Do you expect? Do you want? I don't know. I know it's kind of fast food in a sense, but is there something that you go to? Like everybody loves Cinnabon, right? Everybody like, oh, you gotta go get some Cinnabon. Or nowadays Panda Express is in every single mall. But what's your go-to when you go to a mall to eat in a food court? That's it. Not. There's always restaurants in malls, but what's your like? Are you a hot dog on a stick guy? Like, what's the deal?
I don't even know if it's in the mall anymore, but remember Sbarro Pizza?
It's only in malls. What are you gonna find that at?
That was the best pizza ever, but you couldn't eat it cold. You couldn't. It had to be hot only.
Wait, you just said Sbarro's is the best pizza ever?
Oh, yeah.
You've never had Round Table pizza?
Shut up. We're talking about mall food.
I'm just saying. You said the best pizza ever.
In the malls, yeah.
But the malls usually only had one pizza joint, and it was Sbarro's.
Yes, that was the best.
It's hard to be compared when you are LeBron James and then the competition is Bill Russell.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you.
Boom.
I'm going to find the name.
Okay, you look, Johnny, you go.
Johnny, you're up.
While Hugh does some research.
At the Florin Mall.
Wow, the Florin Mall.
Otis Spunkmeyer burrito.
Good old
man,
Otis.
your mom used to buy those things all the time.
Good old Otis.
All the time.
Wow.
Man,
Otis
yeah.
Spunk-
Because,
and-
there was Taco Bell and then there was but Otis Spunkmeyer. You can buy like a 10-pound burrito and then they always nickel and dime you. You want tomatoes? 75
what,
cents.
You need a pickup truck to take that home.
Yeah.
What is there now? I know. First of all, you said the Florin Mall. This is like
nothing there now.
80s. There is, but what's there? Like what's
Walmart?
Walmart. All right, good answer. Yes,
Walmart and 24-hour fitness.
That's
And
right.
PetSmart, Starbucks.
That's right. Starbucks.
And
Good
then
Guys.
surrounded by mini Skid Rows.
Oh yeah,
They still have Good
Krispy
Guys
Kreme
there?
across the street.
And
Sharky's is still there.
yeah. Anyway, it's okay. Hugh, what's yours?
I'd have to describe it to you.
Okay.
I can't find the name, but I mean, and it's probably different names in different places. But it's that long flat grill where you can get a turkey and cheese and a sub roll with veggies where they're cooking. Steak Escape. Thank you.
There it is.
There you go.
Steak Escape's a good
Steak
one.
Escape
That's
is
a good
awesome.
Johnny, you spent a lot of time in the mall.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Wait, who here worked at a mall before? Anybody?
I did. I went to Foot Locker.
That's right. He did work at. He was a foot master or whatever.
Oh, so did you. You were a
I did.
Jasper.
I actually
burger
worked
flipper.
at a restaurant in a mall. That's right.
Yeah.
A 1950s style diner
Jasper's.
in Florin Mall called
I
Jasper.
remember Jasper's.
Yeah. The owner of that place owned like
Kiss and tell.
several like porn stores and so forth. And he was big into that. Like if you went into his office, he had magazines of him in it and little newspapers, like dirty newspapers, and there articles of him. And he was so proud of it. Like Jasper just as a cover up. Like, I'll flip
For real?
burgers.
Yeah, Jasper's was a cover for his kids. He didn't want his kids to know what he was doing.
Like this dude was dirty. And
Yeah.
but Jasper's was like, this is my wholesome business. I hated working there because you can play music of the jukebox on the tables.
Yeah.
And every third song was freaking
jokes.
Al Green, not Al Green, Marvin Gaye. What's that song? What's the most famous song by
Let's Get
Marvin
It
Gaye?
On.
Let's get it on.
That is, yeah. And it was
Get
all
It
the
On.
time. Think about that. You're working an 8-hour shift from 10 a.m. to 6 during the day, and you have to hear that song like 30 times.
Did it make you horny? Did you want to like
It's just,
get it on?
it wasn't mayonnaise in the burgers.
Did it work?
I'll tell you that much.
That's why you hated it, because you were serving burgers with erections all day.
No, I got rid of that because I was exhausted after the first 5 minutes of work.
He
I
kept
wanted to take a nap.
accidentally
Speaking
flipping
of
the
which-
grill off every time he walked by it.
The best
damn it.
the best part was this guy comes in one time and at the register and he speaks like broken English and he's like, I want to order rice and that's all I want. I'm like, man, we don't have rice, man. I want rice. He says you have rice on the menu. I was like, we don't have rice. This is a burger joint. And he's like arguing with me. And the boss comes over, the manager, and she's like, what's the problem? He wants rice. We don't serve rice. He's like, hey, I want rice. And she goes, he means fries. I'm like, oh, that'll do it. Yes, we have fries, sir. So yeah.
Speaking of that, would you ever eat food at a strip club?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't
Would
see why
you?
not.
I've had lunch at a strip club.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
one?
see why not.
Centerfolds.
What'd you have?
Honest to God, and it was
I had
all
a
right.
tuna sandwich. No, I'm kidding. I had a
It was right on the stage in front of me.
I had fish tacos and they were delicious.
Yeah,
I had a grilled cheese sandwich.
Tasted like
and
glitter.
Oh,
no, I had a
wow.
hot dog. I had a hot dog.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's safe, right?
So what they do?
I
Just
knew
give you
the
bun?
chef. I knew the chef.
Oh, well, that's different though. That's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you not eat at a strip club?
I think it depends on the club. To be honest, if it's one of those that you know is classy and has a good reputation, then yeah, I don't see why not. I think if it's one of those where it's like, yeah, like, I mean, $5 the most, that for them that's a huge amount of money you're tipping somebody.
That place in East Sac was not a full strip place. I think they
I don't know what place you're talking about. Centerfold
down, right? No,
Club 400. Club 400.
That's gone, right?
That's gone for a long time, man.
Club 400.
Well, that was a little bit of a different club, though. That's like one dancer like per hour.
I met
That's
Tony
like super
in
small.
there.
You
Tony.
did Tony in
No,
there?
Raphael Sadiq and I ran into each other.
Did you eat there?
400.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they had a bar there.
I just
That's
asked.
all it was. It was a bar with like this tiny ass dance floor behind you.
But how about mall food though? You guys are.
There's
in
no
strip clubs
strippers at the
now.
mall.
You guys are now in. They might work there part time. I don't know.
Oh, mall food. Back
Mall
to
food.
Mall food.
I don't know. I think the go-to mall food is.
Oh yeah, what was yours? Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one because nowadays when you go to the mall, it's all just fast food chains in the food court. You know what I mean? It's not like the one-offs like it used to be, but probably like a hot dog on a stick, just a classic one. Nothing too. But Hugh had a good one. I ate a lot of Steak Escape. I used to just get a Philly cheesesteak all the time.
Oh, I love Steak Escape.
Yeah, man.
Reminded me of
fantastic.
a place back east that I used to go to that, and I can't remember the name of it, but the same idea. That big grill.
Isn't there one? No, I'm thinking of steak fries or something like that back east.
They opened
Anyway,
up Shake Shack in the mall.
Shake Shack.
now.
Shake Shack's
Yeah.
good. Shake Shack's good. That's your mall food. Yeah. So if you go to the mall nowadays, like I said, they have Panda Express, Burger King, they have everything in the mall now. The malls out here in LA, the food courts are massive. Like if somebody says, "Oh, there's no choices for me," they're lying. They just want to go spend more money somewhere else, I guess. I don't know.
Most of them I wouldn't eat at. That's the only one. That's my go-to.
Which the Steak Escape?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll eat Panda Express.
Sbarro, well, Panda Express, but I'd eat there. But Sbarro, I agree with Carlos.
Are they
Sbarro's
still around?
great.
Sbarro's still around?
Yeah, Sbarro's in the malls down here. Good old Sbarro. So we have a Sbarro's. We have an Otis Spunkmeyer, which, good Lord, what a pull. What a pull. I was thinking if someone said, what's that pretzel place?
Pretzels?
Oh,
There you go. If someone's Annie's also.
Annie's, yeah.
Yeah, and Retzel's. That's what it went, right? Was it called Retzel, something like that?
Oh, Wetzel's Pretzels.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's a pull right there. And then we got a Steak Escape. We got
I remember. It's not a mall, but Winchell's Donuts. Remember Winchell's?
Who doesn't remember one? They're still around.
Are they? Where?
Yeah,
down
they're
there
here in LA.
Oh, they are.
There's even a Winchell's gas station. And
Really?
and it's a donut place, and they sell like sandwiches and everything. It's Winchell's, and it's also a gas station. All right, let's take a break here. Go get yourself some food, people. Take a break. If you're listening to this on the go, drive to the mall. Get yourself some.
What is Spunkmeyer?
Sbarro supposedly is the greatest pizza ever made.
It is, man. It smells so good.
All right.
Yeah, but you got one option, one pizza place in the mall. Like,
I know that's what I'm saying.
It's the best.
It's the best because it's the only one.
But you got to eat it when it's fresh out of the oven, though.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't be sitting there.
But if you're gonna be at a mall these days, your pizza options are now BJ's Pizza. It's not in the food court, but there's a pretty good chance.
We keep saying food court. Is there something going on in LA? They don't have courts in
We
LA?
don't say
Here they're called
T's
food
in LA.
courts.
We
You don't say what?
cores. We don't say T's. Okay. You know how Boston, they don't say certain, like they don't say R's. In the West Coast, we don't say T's.
Wow. Food court.
Food core.
Okay.
Anyway, that's enough.
Let's just take a break. My head hurts.
Damn it. Nerds Talking, the podcast. Be right back.
Taco Tuesdays with Nutso and Chuck the Rap Star. Every Tuesday on the Nerds Review Network. Grab a taco, take a seat, pop a burrito, it's gonna get deep. Subscribe and turn on your notifications, and don't forget to hit that like button.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast, here with Carlos, Johnny, Hugh. I'm Lafayette, and Johnny was yelling at me during the break. He was being like a petulant child, I tell you.
I wasn't yelling.
I wasn't yelling, but his version of yelling is, "Hey, let me talk a little bit." So I was like, "Wow, he's really upset." So, but he did want us to give us his take on the Cecil. I was gonna say Cecil Hotel, the Cecil Hotel take, because he feels like Lisa Lamb was what again?
So when before I saw the documentary, I thought she was being haunted by a ghost, because that's what I saw on YouTube. And then I saw episode 1, and I thought she was tweaking. Any meth user that I've come across, well, not all of them, but they're just paranoid. People are out to get them. When you ask why, when you ask who, they can't answer that, but they're out to get them. And someone's going to kill them. There's going to be a sophisticated sniper out there to come and get them. And
I must be on meth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then, what?
I said I must be on meth. Someone's out to get me.
Nobody wants your ass.
But where did she get it then? Would she just have taken it? Would she have met somebody and said, "Okay, I'll try that"?
Apparently, she just had to walk out the door. I mean,
well, no, I know that, but I mean, would she have just gone out and said, "That's an experience I haven't had. Anybody have any that I can buy?"
I do believe that she was the type of person that would have tried that.
It's possible, because she kept saying how she wanted to meet people and just have a good time in LA.
I think she was gullible enough to think that that's a thing.
On Skid Row, like she's got to go.
But she doesn't know she was on Skid Row.
She didn't know it was Skid Row.
She didn't know any of that.
I mean, well, you wouldn't have to know it. Would you go up to somebody who's lying in a tent on the sidewalk and say, "Do you have something I can try?" Or break into conversation?
But is it
with
that
them?
she is approaching, or maybe someone's approaching her? You know what I mean? And to her, she's so gullible and friendly, like, "Hey, you're from here? Yeah, this is what we do. We shoot up."
I don't think so. I don't think she would have done that.
I don't think so either.
We all know the truth, people. We're just throwing it out there. Johnny, continue.
I did enjoy the conspiracy theories, though. I enjoyed that they mentioned the Illuminati, and I was waiting for some flat earthers to come in and be like, "We were off the axis."
She fell off the edge.
It was UFOs. So I don't know. It was a trip. It definitely was a trip. I was the same as you when I very first saw the video way back in the day. I was like, "Wow, she's like a ghost is gonna get her." And then we found out the truth, and all she really wanted to do was take a late night swim. That didn't go so well.
So Hannah has like a decent point. Why doesn't that elevator close?
It
Why didn't
does. Remember the
Didn't you- oh,
explanation?
You got to watch the
Long
other
after she
episodes.
walks out.
You didn't watch it all.
You didn't watch the
see?
full
You
episodes.
see? See, it
Okay,
explains it.
But did it? Well, all right. Explain it to me then.
There's a
Does it-
button at the very bottom that says hold door, and it holds the door for 2 minutes.
Yep. It holds the door for 2. So if you push that button, no matter what, it's going to hold the door for 2 minutes.
And she hit all them damn buttons.
Yeah, she was hitting every button.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Ah,
He
Thank
sounds a
you.
little disappointed. He sounds disappointed now.
So you
Well,
wanted
because
to, you
it
wanted
is
the
pretty
ghost.
good. If she didn't hit
Did-
that button, it's not closing, and then it decides to close. But I mean, I get that now.
Did you just scratch Illuminati off on your notepad there? There's nothing there. Door.
Everyone watch this on Netflix. I'm telling you. If you haven't seen it by now, you have to watch Crime Scene, the Cecil Hotel. It is.
Well, now you don't have to. We spoiled it for you.
That's true.
God, if
That's
there's ever a thing to argue for possession,
Uh,
I'm not that guy. But if there was ever to argue for possession, it's a pretty good argument.
but you see that right there is how people treat possession. That it's just mental illness, and that right there is an argument for mental illness. When people are like, "He was possessed."
Yes,
No,
yes.
he's mentally ill. Something's wrong with that individual. Like,
Yes, no, you're right. You're right.
you know, that's why it's another topic. Do you guys even believe in things like that, like possession? Is that something you actually like? You know, demonic possession is that? Because I know, I think it's mental illness. I think when somebody acts that way, either they're acting out, or just like Lisa Lamb, they're just, you know, the chemical imbalance. Something's going on there.
That's like asking the question if you believe in other forms of life. I believe in that possibility for certain, for sure. Mostly because I can't believe we're the lottery winners of the infinite universe. I just don't
Well,
believe.
that I don't believe. Yeah, you're right about that. I'm kind of on there's definitely another planet with other possible humans or whatever. And UFOs, I could kind of, yeah. I mean, are you guys good with UFOs? Everybody here, like, what's your thoughts on
Yes.
UFOs? So Hugh's a yes on UFO. Johnny? Johnny's shaking his head because he forgot that this is audio. Go ahead, Johnny. Go again. Johnny gave me the old "you're my
Number
number one
one?
fan." So he says no. We got a yes and a no. Carlos, yes or no? UFOs.
What's funny is that they just posted a video online from 2 days ago. There was apparently a UFO.
I saw
over
that
West
video. It looked like a
Sacramento.
drone. So I don't. It
It
does not
does
look like a
look
UFO.
like a
It looks like
drone.
someone owns a drone, and someone's idiot was fooled with his camera phone.
The funny thing is about UFOs, if they actually do exist, like aliens coming here, if they have the technology to build ships that come here, I think they have the technology or smarts to stay
That's
hidden.
right. That's right.
You know, if that's
But
the thing.
Exactly.
do you also believe that, which I remember this story, is when Roswell happened, is when also like a tech boom happened in America, and there was always a report that everything they got from the Roswell site is what launched the technology boom in America. Like,
So like we have the internet because of Roswell. type of
yeah, you
thing.
know that one, right? Yeah, you know the whole internet thing, carbon fiber, blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
I just made that shit up.
So they'd have
Yeah, really, that's a thing. No, you're not wrong. That is a thing. That the military got the technology from the
So-
ship and so on and so forth.
reverse. What are they?
Reverse engineered
all this
everything,
stuff.
and they found out how to use, fiber. What is it? The wires.
optics.
What do they call it? What do you
Fiber
call that?
optics.
Fiber optics,
Fiber
yeah,
optics.
and so forth, and that's always been a thing that that the booming technology of the 50s that really was rampant for that time happened like right after that, and they're saying it's because the military had all this technology now. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's,
What I wonder is, what are their smartphones like? Like what kind of what's their equivalent to Candy Crush then? Because if we're borrowing technology from them,
you say Candy Crush?
yeah. Well, I'm just wondering what their smartphones are like.
I think do they have phones? Maybe they have chips in their head and they can
Yeah,
just
it's
mentally think of a
telepathy.
phone call.
I would imagine telepathy more than I would imagine.
I mean, we know a
they need
guy that
anything.
knows telepathy. We should ask him.
Yeah, how do you send a dick pic through telepathy though? You know?
You just like you're telling them in your
Hey.
mind, my dick's pretty big. You just tell them, hey, look over your left,
Oh,
look over your left
imagery.
shoulder.
Imagery. It's an imagery.
Oh
It's an
man,
imagery.
UFOs are interesting because there's unlike ghosts, when you see evidence of ghosts, which sometimes you're like, oh, that man, I can kind of believe that. Look at that door opened by itself. But then you see like the UFO evidence, you're like, oh, that actually is kind of weird. Like the triangles in the sky over Phoenix. Remember that? You guys all remember those lights? And then last year, the military released the other footage of the guys in the fighter jets, that the little like almost look like Tic Tacs in the air, flying around everywhere like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And like they were like, what the hell is this? What are we staring at right now? And they couldn't figure it out. Like just little things like that where you're like, yeah, that's
to me it's just logic. It's just logic. I mean, it's infinite. The universe is infinite. How can there not be what? We are the only lottery winners in that universe?
Well, that's just it. So
to have life develop, no other livable planet had anything, and we not only developed life from single cell whatevers to this. I mean, it's just, to me, it's illogical to believe otherwise.
And that's a whole different topic also, right? Like, where did humans actually come from? You know what I mean? Like, there's no evidence that we came from a single cell organism and blah. Like,
no. You know what theory I buy?
A rib.
Is that movie which I mentioned before in a different
Prometheus.
show? Yeah, I buy that.
No, that's
that theory.
That's a logical theory that we're more or less planted here. And
just DNA sprinkled in water.
Yeah, and then you see a civilization grow. That's definitely it's more believable than, you were made from mud and somebody else made from a rib.
Single cell split, and next thing you know, it was a human being.
Yeah, it's more logical. Carlos like, what happened? I left here and you guys were talking about your favorite gum.
No, I like Johnny's thing on the Candy Crush. Yeah, I want to know what their games are like.
Oh, so you want to know what their app store's about?
Yeah.
What's their version of like a dating app?
Yeah, man.
Glub glib glob glib glob glib glob dick pic glob glib. like wow.
Yeah, Johnny wants to send international dick pics.
That's what it sounds like right away.
Or interstellar dick. I'm sorry, interstellar dick pics.
You remember Fire in the Sky? You remember that movie?
Oh yeah, about the abduction.
So I mean, you've read the story of those guys. Every one of those guys took multiple lie detector tests.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to UFOs,
every one of them.
Like, are you more inclined to believe UFOs or ghosts are real?
UFOs.
I think one is the extension of the other.
Ghosts. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Ghosts?
Johnny says ghosts. Ghosts. Johnny, you're on the stand. Go.
I don't know. Just because I haven't seen a UFO.
You've seen a ghost? If you put it that way, I need to know.
I believe ghosts more than UFO.
It's like me growing up in Canada as a child, and I was like, you do know black people do exist. I'm like, come on, I live in Canada. What are you talking about? Moved to America. I'm like, maybe there are ghosts. Oh man, that's too good. I'm more inclined to believe UFOs over ghosts. Yeah, for sure. That's why I was saying, like, when it started, because Hugh brought up possession and mental illness, people that believe in like the religious aspect of ghosts and so forth, it's just the same thing. You've never seen it. You've only seen it in movies where little girls spin their head around and spit green shit at you. But I've seen documentaries on TV and some good ones on all the streaming services about priests that are actually, deal with possessions. And almost every single one say it's mental illness. Almost every single one. They'll tell you it's mental illness. And it's built up. It's crazy that mental ill people are they're brought up in hyper religious environments. Right. So they can only blame it on their actions on something like that. You know what I mean? They can't blame their actions on other things because all they know is that environment. So they have to lay blame on something. So it's clearly the devil or so forth. You know what I mean? But it's mental illness. There's a good movie out there, just came out, called Saint Maud. Watch it. It's phenomenal. And it's about a girl that thinks she speaks to God, but she's mentally ill. But when you hear who she's actually talking to, it's the devil. But it's really just all in her mind at the same time. And it's really good because it plays off the religious aspect of, the demons and everything, but it's really just a crazy person.
So to your point of ghosts, I mean, it's been proven that there are multiple dimensions. Quantum physics has proved that there are multiple dimensions. I completely could imagine there being dimensions where things exist that I can't see, you can't see, and anyone can't see.
Yeah, dimensions on the same plane. No, you're not wrong.
Matthew McConaughey's in your bookshelf.
It's oh my!
That's a great commercial.
That's
a great commercial.
God
That was an
damn it! Are we
interstellar
really
piece
going to
of
go
shit.
right back to that piece of shit director?
movie.
Just that director can go to hell. He should be sent to a different dimension.
Oh, he did a great Batman series.
Whoa! So that's it? You're going to
Wait.
give him that credit? He did Batman.
Yeah.
You're talking about the McConaughey commercial?
No.
That commercial where he's-
Interstellar, the movie.
Oh no, I thought you were talking. You've seen that
Okay,
McConaughey commercial where he's like this thin, right?
You can't give a
Yeah.
director a pass because the guy that did Usual Suspects is a pedophile. You okay with that? Macaroni and cheese.
That was a good movie though, so maybe.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Guys are so say.
But then again, I tend
okay,
to listen to
it
at least one
depends.
Michael
What the
Jackson
kid look
song.
like?
I listen to one Michael Jackson song a
Depends-
week.
Yeah, it depends. Was it a cute kid?
Yeah.
It's an
Oh
ugly
wow!
kid.
So if it's an ugly kid, you're fine with it.
Wait, who was
The
the,
guy-
director again of Usual Suspects?
Oh man, what was his name? I forgot his name. I don't know.
No,
The dude, the X-Men guy,
He
right?
did the X-Men movies. He was also big known for that.
Singer, Brian
Bryan
Singer.
Singer. There you go.
Oh,
Bryan Singer.
That guy's an X-Man, all right.
Oh,
Okay, but what about ghosts, UFOs? But what about miracles? Do you believe in miracles?
They kind of fall in the same line of religious belief. I don't
Like
believe
holy
in-
water can cure
I don't. No, I
things?
don't. I don't.
No.
No, I don't.
Like trees can make you ugly. No,
Wait, what? Trees.
never been hit with an ugly stick. Johnny's been hit with it.
Oh wow!
All right.
Why is
Dick
everybody-
punch for you too.
Why is
Everyone
it-
gets a dick punch.
Why is everybody picking on Johnny? You know he is an officer of the law.
I didn't get hit with a dick punch. Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming here.
Why do you like to punch dicks?
I don't know.
Well, think about it.
That's all
You
I
got
want
punched
to
in the
forget.
dick. How would
Hey,
you
forget
feel?
forget the UFOs and the religious craziness. Why do you like to punch dicks? That's
It's
it.
one of the few things I believe in. I don't
Okay,
believe in
there we
UFOs, but
go.
I believe in punching in
You
the
know what I
dick.
do like? I like how you believe in things that you can do. You know,
Punches.
like that's pretty good. That's pretty. Yo, but you're right about miracles. No, let's take a vote. Johnny, miracles, go. Okay, we'll get back to you. It's a miracle if you answer. Hugh, miracles, go.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
not for the same reason that other people believe, but because they're, like I said, multiple dimensions. Who knows who's having a hand in what?
Is a
That
miracle
could manifest as a miracle.
But is a miracle a form of luck, or is it a form of what do you call it? A divine intervention? What is it? What do you like when somebody survives a surgery? They're like,
Intervention,
oh my
I
god,
might-
like we thought he would. This must be a miracle. He's healed all of a sudden after his 10th surgery.
I would use intervention maybe, but maybe not associate divine as in somebody sitting on a throne up above, laying his hands down.
Well, yeah.
Divinely,
Okay, and then Carlos, what's your take on miracles? We'll get back to Johnny after. No, back to you.
I don't
too.
know. I've never witnessed one. I don't know anybody who's. Well, maybe Julius has witnessed one. I'm sure, but
Oh, Julius has witnessed everything.
But-
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. You got all these people that visit holy places and claim, they can see again, or they can walk again, or they're cured of cancer.
All right.
But I don't know.
I mean, that's true
I
though.
don't
And then Johnny, now that I'm back to you.
I remember
Mhm.
as a kid watching those religious televangelist shows, and he smacks him in the forehead. They could walk again. I'm like,
Yep.
how come the doctors aren't using this guy? That's ridiculous. This guy is so good.
Yeah.
She couldn't walk. Now she can walk.
And all you
Oh
do
my
is slap
God.
him. You know what's
Yeah.
funny is you have
mad?
the same thought I have. Like, why is it that if there's a divine intervention, it's a pick and choose type of thing? Why can't you heal everyone? No, only
That's-
this guy's healed, but yet his
that's
friend
right.
died. And that's why I'm like, that's not a miracle. It's just your body, whatever, it cured itself, or it's whatever doctors gave you, and so forth. Saying words over somebody's not going to cure you. At least not
Wouldn't-
my take.
Wouldn't that be great though if a doctor did like Johnny said? You walk into a doctor's office, doctor,
just
I got
smacks you in
cancer.
the
He
head.
just punches you,
In the
he
dick.
just cocks you across the
It's
jaw Oh my God, you're cured.
I just slapped the cancer out of you, boy.
Praise doctor.
Here, stick your hand in this bag of snakes. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, if you go, if we're gonna go based on old Tammy cures, yes, that would be it right there. The old.
I would
Tammy
take a
cures.
dick punch to cure something, for sure.
I think anybody would.
Is that what you're doing? Are you trying to cure cancer by dick punching everybody? Is that
Well,
what's
you have to
going
try
on?
everything for cancer. They've tried, Have you
And
tried
the first
this
round
yet?
didn't work, so maybe we need another round of dick punch.
Yeah. You sure like to punch
You can
dicks.
cure them of their criminal behavior by dick
Good
punching
Lord,
them.
what is going
Oh
on?
I
my
think
God.
Johnny has tried that. Have you tried that? I think.
Have you tried punching a criminal in his cock?
Man,
It sounds different when you say cock punch.
I'm curing the criminal in you.
It's totally different when you say cock punch. Yes.
The answer is no.
No, okay. Just want to make sure. So,
You're
how about
cured of your criminality. Whack.
Well, on the record, he has to say no.
that's true
Right.
because
But
he's
when we
probably-
go on break, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you about
He's gonna tell us everything
have you gently slapped them when they're sleeping?
Oh, yeah.
with his cock.
No,
When he slaps their cock when they're sleeping.
no, I never. I send them a dick pic. That's it. Nope.
Wow. Mentally, like you
Wait,
like
are they
aliens?
allowed to have cell phones in the prison?
Oh man. No, they can't have cell phones in prison.
They get in all the time.
What Johnny does is
They bring it in their suitcase. They call it.
but you connect your
Well,
phone to your
what's
TV.
their
Can't even
suitcase?
fathom
Their
that.
butt.
The suitcase
They're-
is the butt.
They're buttocks.
I
They're
knew it.
buttocks. They're buttocks.
Oh,
I've
man.
seen that. What's that documentary on Netflix? Jailbirds or something?
No, I think it's called Jailbirds, but it's the one that takes place in the
Or
Sacramento
Johnny
County
was not
prison.
on shift when they recorded it.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's recorded in Sacramento prison.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
jailbirds.
wild.
Jailbird. It's called Jailbird.
It is called Jailbirds. That's a
Yeah.
wild documentary.
Man, I love their phone system. The toilet talk and like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking disgusting.
Remember, kids, don't go to jail. Avoid
Yeah.
jail. Like, don't be one of those guys that said, "Yeah, I was in jail." You weren't supposed to go there. It's not like,
But if you
Bragging
go, this
about-
is how
why
you talk to
bragging?
people.
yeah. Like, I love the movies where, like, that guy right there. Yeah, he knows. Like, he'll teach you the right way. Like, you'll grow up with more morals because he's been in jail for 10 years. So all of a sudden he's on the straight and narrow. He's the guy you should follow in life. Like Justin Timberlake just made a movie like that where he gets out of jail and now he's the moral police for this little kid. I'm like, you've been in jail, bro. I'm not saying that you can't have morals when you come out of jail, but depends, I guess, what you did when you come out.
You
Gotta
know,
go to the
back in
bathroom quicker.
back in the day, I shot a thing called Scared Straight
Shot someone? Oh.
with my camera. Scared Straight, which we
Oh,
did
yeah,
at
I know.
Vacaville.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did it at Vacaville with like these young kids, and Vacaville's Vacaville's level 4, right? That's a max. I'm sure it was a max. And these kids were straight up, and these guys who were like this much taller than them, and their faces like they weren't bothered at all. And I remember thinking, you kids are morons. This is the last place I'd want to be. And they're just like, yeah, I'm tough. It's like, no, they would kill you instantly. And if you're lucky, otherwise they would just make you their bitch.
The problem
for
with
sure.
Scared Straight is those guys aren't allowed to touch them. Maybe like grab their shirt or something like that, but
Right.
they can't beat them up, so they're not going to get scared straight for the most part. Maybe one or two they'll reach, but the kids that have grown up in the juvenile system, they have, like my brother works for juvenile probation, and the kids have you can't touch them.
Right.
If they throw a punch at you, you have to de-escalate and this and that. I mean, somebody
Of
throws a
course.
punch at me, I'm beating the shit out of them.
Don't you think that's
Right. All they were doing
fun.
was yelling at them. That's all
Don't-
they could
don't
really
you-
do.
Right.
Don't you think that?
Hands on each side, in their face. But still,
I mean, here's a good
I'm
one.
looking at it like, do you really want to go here?
I mean, what do you
Hey,
guys
guys.
take? What do you guys take on? This is kind of similar topic. On let's say you own a business and somebody stole from you, and you can't catch him. I mean, you can't touch him. More like you have to let them steal it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's worse for you if you were to catch him and do something to him.
That's there. Here, you could probably get away with it.
This is California.
Different-
Yeah,
yeah,
this is
different
California.
states.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous, though. I do. I think it's ridiculous. Like, I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods for a short period of time, and somebody came in. He stole over like $10,000 of golf equipment. He just put it all in a cart, and then he started to walk by the register, and I pointed it out. I was like, hey, that dude right there. And they just let him go. And they were like, we can't do anything about it. And a cop was outside. And no, a security. He was security. And he's like, I can't do anything about it. I was like, then why do you get paid to secure the front of the doors? And then he said, I can call the cops. Oh, well, he'll be gone by then, idiot.
So he couldn't stop them. Maybe that was their policy. I feel like when people lose money in lawsuits, it affects their policy. So some security guard probably detained somebody and messed them up or something like that. They lost a bunch of money. So
for sure.
From then on, because I remember when I worked at the grocery store, we had like undercover security, I guess. But they were allowed to chase people down and tackle them and all that stuff. So
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me. I stole a basketball jersey one time, and the guy,
you dick punch?
No. And I was like,
which Laker jersey did you steal? That's what I want to know.
Well, I was trying to steal a Laker jersey so I can burn it.
Bringing it back.
I was like, I was bringing it back. Like, sir, you stole that. No, I didn't. Yeah, just say you did. It's we understand. It was the Kurt Rambis jersey. It's funny because my buddy wanted to steal jerseys really badly. He's like, really, man? He didn't want to do it by himself. Well, okay, I'll steal a jersey with you. And so he was stealing a Grant Hill jersey, okay, when he was on the Pistons. And he told me to steal him a Glenn Robinson jersey when he was on the Bucks. Sure. So anyway, I put it underneath my shirt, and he puts it his whatever. And we're walking out, and these two guys just come run full speed. We're literally we're about to walk out the front door, like 1 foot away, full speed. Grab us by the arm. Where you guys going? Blah blah. We know what you did. And they take us upstairs, and he's just crying his eyes out. He's just crying and crying. Don't tell my mom. Don't tell my mom. And,
wait, how old were you guys?
I was probably 15, and he was 12 or 13. Anyway, long story short, I told the guy, actually, he wanted me to steal it with him. I just didn't want him to be by himself. Okay, you can go.
You're a good friend.
What a bud.
Here's a gift card to Sbarro's.
And then I was like, hey, take the jersey back. And then,
I'm just here for the dick punch. Can somebody punch me?
And the other two guys, the other two guys that we were with that drove, they were next door at the pizza joint. Like, what happened? Oh, yeah, he's in trouble. What'd you guys order? Yeah, it wasn't cool, but stealing's not cool, kids. Always remember that. Don't steal. Unless you can steal Bitcoin for me and I can get it off your hands. I would much appreciate that. Bitcoin's over $50,000 now. Crazy shenanigans, people. Crazy shenanigans.
Let me give you go ahead and finish.
No, go for it.
No, I was going to give you an example of the difference between the states. There's a guy, there's a guy, and I just heard this story yesterday. And first of all, he was like a retired sheriff somewhere, but he's in a movie theater. This is back in 2013. Now I live in Florida now. Did live in Cali. He's in a movie theater. There's a guy in front of him who's 40-ish, who's on his phone while the trailers are playing before the movie starts, texting somebody. The sheriff says, "Put that phone away." The guy who's texting, "Shut your mouth. Put that phone away." The guy turns around, and I guess he either threw popcorn or me. Oh, no, the sheriff then leaves the theater, comes back, and the guy turns around like, "Would you go tell the manager?" And they get into it again. The guy throws popcorn at the old guy, who then pulls his gat and shoots him in the chest. Dead.
Everybody, it's a gun. Gat is a gun.
Pulls his department-issued gun.
There we go.
Shoots him in the chest.
In his ass.
And then hit him in the dick while he was down. But the point I'm making is that the guy, he's been out on bail, still hasn't been tried to this date, and they're using his stand your ground defense.
That's different. You just said in Florida, it's stand your ground. That's a whole different thing. Like, you can more or less call somebody a punk bitch, and if they come at you, you'd be like, "I'm standing my ground. If you get hurt, it's your problem, not mine." Yeah, that's just how it is. He's
probably not going to win because the guy threw popcorn at him. Maybe his phone.
But it'll be something stupid like manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him. I was just trying to give him a flesh wound in the chest.
I know, it just blows me away. In California, he'd already be, in wherever. Folsom.
Well, but he'd also be somewhere forever and ever and ever with 10 different trials, and
then
drawn
eventually
out.
die of cancer in
It's,
prison.
oh, I cannot believe the court systems. Period. Like, if a guy's that guilty, whatever punishment you gave to him, just that's it. Give it to him. That's it. Like, I know it sounds harsh, but man, Richard Ramirez one just blows my mind. Still, the fact that he was on death row forever. Like, they should have called Johnny and go ahead, Johnny, punch him as hard as you want in the dick. He's like, you sure? You know, I'm telling you, man, he deserves it. Like, oh, plus it's every day for like, 10 times a day. So punch him in the dick all you want.
He's here again.
Yeah. And then, it's crazy. That stuff is crazy. It's crazy because we hear in other countries, like let's say Middle East, when somebody's guilty of, they put them to death the same day. They're dragging you outside and you're going to be, that's it, done. We're not going to give you any more trials. You're dead.
Here's a big ass sword. I'm cutting your head off.
Yeah. Which is, now that is the wrong way. I mean, somebody should be given as much in a sense of some type of leeway of maybe there's other evidence. And so you can't, you know what I mean? But for God's sake, I think the death penalty you can stay on death row for 5 years max, like something to that effect. And then you get punched in the dick. That's how it ends. All right, everybody, that's our show. Thanks for tuning in to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm Lafayette, Carlos, Hugh McChord, and Johnny Lee. Remember, his middle name is Hung, and he's a dick puncher.
He's a dick puncher.
Man, that's very odd. Very odd. He also likes Spy Hunter. Do you like long walks on the beach?
My Match.com profile said so.
Yeah.
It said a lot of shit that I don't really do.
Wait, you didn't meet your wife through Match.com, did you?
No.
Okay. Because when she busts out the checklist, you didn't do any of this, any of that shit, none of that shit. But cock punch? What is that? Bam. Hooked her in. All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Nerds Talking, the podcast. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a very good episode, I thought, because Donnie came out with the talking about punching people in their private parts, and I thought that was a very interesting way to introduce yourself to somebody, which I did try that, and I can tell you that an individual like Johnny put me behind bars, and I had to pay a fine, but I can say the man that I did punch in that particular area, he's very well off. He's doing okay for himself. So thanks for tuning in to Nerd Talking, the podcast, everybody. Tune in next week. We're going to have a very special show. It's going to be about, it's going to be nerds talking to each other about things I don't really know right now. Nerds Talking, the podcast, everybody.
Nerds Talking, brand new episodes every Friday on Nerd Reviews Network. Subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out. Ka-chow.